I have some ideas of what could be on this podcast, and then when I'm just sitting here ready to record, my brain goes empty.
Also, you like just woke up, and apparently there's like these people that are weird. Like they don't understand that when you, I don't know, like they just get up and they're not awake. Like they can't think for some reason. Like I don't know why you choose that. It just seems unpleasant.
It's not a choice.
It's like people with allergies. Like what? You think the pity points outweigh the cost of like going outside? Like my nose is stiffed up. But no, like come on, that's not fun. You gotta be healthy. Gotta be alert. Gotta wake up. I mean, just these choices people make astound me sometimes. And like, you know, broken limbs. Why would anyone ever do that? That's painful. I've done it before. It hurts. I'm never choosing to do that again. I was just curious, you know, and then I flipped over my bike just to see what happened. And no, it hurt. Would not recommend. But like waking up in the morning, right? You just wake up and you just shoot a bit of adrenaline through your core of your brain, and you're like.
So you have like a box full of adrenaline by your bed that you just like shove a needle through your optical nerve and inject into your head?
No, in my body.
How do you have enough of adrenaline to go around?
I mean, I have tons of adrenaline. I run on adrenaline.
So what happens when you don't have adrenaline?
I feel really nauseous, but it doesn't normally happen unless I stop too long.
So you're always running on adrenaline? Because that can't be healthy, and I don't think that's normal, and I don't think natural.
It's called anxiety. It's great for getting you up in the morning. No, I don't think it's related to me waking up in the morning. But no, I think like I've had mornings where I'm like awake and I'm like, oh, I can't think well and stuff. But that's because I didn't sleep properly or I got up really early. That's out of my schedule. Like I can even if I get the proper amount of sleep, but I wake up early, I feel bad. So I think what it is schedule based. I think that people that trouble in the morning, you just need to get up earlier regularly.
Like, that sounds awful.
Like change your. Yeah, but then it won't be awful because you'll just get up and you'll be fine.
But we're used to getting up at 10, and so when we wake up at 10, we're awake.
Yeah, but you never do get up at 10. You're always up earlier than that, and you're just like tired all the time. I don't know how that's possible.
Because I'm used to getting up at 10 because I get up at 10 like 1 or 2 days out of the week.
Yeah, so maybe it's not schedule based. Maybe it's some sort of genetic-y thing, and you need to
recode your DNA.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. Because it's just like, you know, everyone's like, I'm ready to do stuff, I'm awake, it's time to have a day. And then these losers are just lunking about like, I'm miserable, you should be miserable too. And you're like, fine, I'll be miserable too. And then you're miserable. And then they're like, hey, you want to do stuff now? And you're like, no, I'm miserable, you made me miserable, you jerk.
Ow.
And then, like, you know, it's just horrible.
I think that solves the problem of you fiddling with that eraser.
I want it back.
No. I think what you're talking about is morning people and not morning people. Most of the population is not a morning person, and they hate morning people.
Yeah? Well, let's look it up. Let's look at percentages here. By age 60, most people are morning people. Only 7% of young adults are morning larks, but it switches. Only about 7% of older people are night owls. So there, it's about even. It's just based on age. So you non-morning people, you're just immature.
I'll take that. I want to stay immature. It's how you stay young.
No, it's not admirable at all. Immature people bring everyone else down. They're a weight on society, yeah. Because everyone has to take care of them. It's horrible. Like, you see those people like, oh, I'm 40 and I'm still a kid. Well, you're just ruining society. You should take care of your children. Maybe you should, like, contribute a bit instead of being a child. You know, maybe instead of just goofing off, you should teach people how to live. Because you know what children do? They cry about stupid things, like dropping their ice cream.
That's not a stupid thing. I would cry about it.
Yeah, that's why you're a night person, not a morning person. Morning people are happier, though.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, I do have to agree. Whenever I wake up and I don't feel tired in the morning, I'm really happy, and that whole day is just great.
One easy happiness booster is to hack your sleep schedule to turn yourself into... This is livescience.com. They say that you can hack your sleep schedule to turn yourself into a morning person. One way to do it is increase your natural light exposure early in the morning, and to wake up earlier and go to bed earlier. But what is this Live Science place's credentials anyways?
So just some person writing an opinions piece.
It is a biologist-like person.
They're like, I've studied science for 16 years, and I'm pretty sure that this fact is correct and better than your facts.
So it's kind of like, you know, when like there's this like wood carver who's like studied wood carving, and like that's just his opinion when he tells you how to carve, but he's right. So this microbiologist knows about sleep.
Because they have studied how to sleep?
Yeah, they're an expert. That's why they wrote an article. They wouldn't write an article unless they're an expert.
How do you become an expert at sleep?
Sleep a lot. 10,000 hours.
Is that the average amount of sleep?
Nope.
No? Is that more?
There's 8,000 hours in a year. 8,000. You sleep a third of a year, In 3 years, you'll sleep 8,000 hours. Add another, so have that twice, that's a quarter more, and that's another 2,000. So what's a quarter of 3 years? That's 9 months. So 3 years and 9 months, which is our age difference, is 10,000 hours of sleep.
Jeez.
So by the time you were born, I was already an expert in sleep.
Huh. And you've been better than me ever since?
Yeah, well, I was an expert like basically the moment you were born.
Just giving away all the information about so people can extrapolate who we are.
Oh, it's really easy.
Is it?
Send in or in the comments or whatever. Is this a YouTube thing? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Alright, in the comments, give me 2 pieces of information about you and I can probably find you.
Don't give them 2
It's a fun game.
Don't give them 2 pieces of information about you. I'm not sure that's completely legal.
Yeah, I'll protect you. I'll figure out who you are so no one else can. I'm like Mark Zuckerberg. I'm a saint.
You're listening to the Wall Washington podcast.
Right, so there's 2 games I have problems with. And these are mechanics more than games. See, I'm only going to talk about games I like, but I do not like some mechanics about them. First off is Terraria. It's a great game. Played about 70 hours of it. It's not replayable. You play it once, you're done. People say it's replayable, they're wrong.
And why?
Because they disagree with me. So.
No, not... Why is it not replayable?
Because once you've played it, you've seen everything. This is for me, at least. I don't think the game looks very nice. I don't think making houses in it is fun. It's painful and slow. If you like that sort of thing, you can play it a lot more. But I think the houses don't look that great even if you're an expert at it, and it's just like, who cares if you have a house anyways, because you can't really explore it in any meaningful way. Minecraft you can explore because it's a 3D environment. I find that much easier to get into. Maybe I just lack imagination. But yeah, Terraria, no, the building is not replayable. The equipment stuff, there's just the best equipment at the top tier. There's different things you can say. I'm going to play one game with like a yo-yo layout, and then I'll play another one with a sword layout, and but me, I just want all the loot in my inventory at all times. So I already have all the best loot. Like I just stacked it in a row on my hotbar so I could switch back and forth.
Yeah, no, I get that when I play with my friends. Like, oh, I'm going to be a mage. I'm going to be a warrior. I'm going to be a wizard.
I'm going to have everything.
Yeah, that's just me. I kind of want everything, so I'm just going to take all the good items I get, and I'm not going to trade with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Skyrim, you'd think has that problem, but it doesn't because of, I don't know, inventory limit?
Exploration.
Exploration, yeah. Skyrim has a lot. Well, Terraria has exploration too. There's the thing. Terraria is randomly generated. Randomly generated games. Human minds are incredible at finding patterns. Random generation is a pattern. It might seem random because it says random, but randomness is derived from formulas, and formulas are formulaic. They're patterns. Human minds are incredibly powerful. We can figure out algorithms. So if you say, let's say you have 3 blocks, right? You can arrange 3 blocks in... 6 different ways? Just side by side? No, if they have 4 sides, then you could arrange them... if they're 3-dimensional, then you could arrange them in like thousands of different ways. Let's see.
Well, maybe not thousands.
Well, yeah, you have 6 faces and 3 objects, so that would be, 6 to the power of 3? I think?
Oh, it is thousands.
Well, no, it's not that high, actually. So let's say 200 ways. I don't know if that's right. I might have done it totally wrong. But let's say 200 ways. That's a lot for 3 little blocks. But every single arrangement looks identical to a human brain. As you get older, like you've
seen it all.
You've actually seen it all. Everything you look at is just your memory of stuff. Like, that's why babies are like, oh, this is so cool, but you're just like, you're not even looking at pencils. You're like, this is just a memory of a pencil. I've seen every pencil. So, random generation, it all looks the same after a while. Once you figure it out, it all looks the same. So, if you see a desert biome, you've seen every desert biome there is in Terraria. But, Skyrim is a ridiculously huge world that is so big you can't see the whole thing, like, ever. It was handcrafted, very well designed, very beautiful. I mean, Bethesda has these problems. They're not one of my companies on this list, but Bethesda has a lot of problems. But they put an insane amount of work into Skyrim. Like, you can, well, I'm not going to say you can never see the entire world of Skyrim, but it'd take you probably tens of thousands of hours. I don't know. It's huge. There's stuff I didn't know was in the game after, like, minutes of playing. I sort of, anyways.
Speaking as someone who's played around, 1,000 hours or so
yeah.
Skyrim, I have not seen the whole map. There's like quests and missions I get into. It's like, whoa, this is cool. I'm interested in the game again.
Yeah, so, Terraria, not replayable. Anyways. But, that's not my problem with the game. It was a very fun 70 hours. That's enough for me in a game. I generally only play like 20 hours at most in most games. So, problem was, weapons. They have this thing where you click to attack. Like this. It's like... Now, I have a hand problem. I can't write. I can barely draw. I can type because my fingers move enough. And I can play games that don't involve this. Because this really hurts. It's like repetitive strain injury. I don't like that. So, there's items in Terraria that have the auto swing enchantment, which means you just do this, and you can attack. Now my question is, do all the creators of Terraria have baby hands, or do they hate people's health? Because
It's OP if you just have the
I have seen the argument that was just presented here so eloquently, that it's overpowered to have auto swing. I'm not sure why. I think auto swing's actually weaker because you can't time your attacks. But if OP is just not hurting yourself, I don't know. Like, what if there was a game that was like brilliantly bright with red and yellow and orange colors and just hurt to look at the game, but you could get a filter later in the game that turned it green, like a green overlay, so it looked like normal colors. It'd be OP because it's easier to play the game, but it's pleasant at that point. Like, it's just unpleasant to play the game currently in Terraria because it hurts. And
make a game with light filters like that.
People that argue that auto swing is overpowered.
I feel like it's a slightly different situation because with auto swing, like, a lot of people can tolerate that. I can't. I know a lot of my friends can. But just the overlay and filter, that just sounds like objecting someone to the torture on purpose just to get back at the creators of Terraria for having the click versus auto swing weapons.
No, I'm going to say, like Invisigun Heroes. Very cool game design. Color scheme, I cannot play. It hurts my eyes. And that's an art style. A lot of people like it. I can't actually play it. It just makes me feel nauseous. So, Terraria, you need auto swing as an option. Maybe just put it in the options menu. Like, you click it, you can auto swing always. Now, some people have argued that you should do that, but it does this next thing, which is my problem with Paradox games. I love them. They're great. Europa Universalis, Crusader Kings. Haven't played Hearts of Iron, but it looks fun. Going to play Victoria someday. I own all of them, except Stellaris. I'm not super keen. I think the biggest appeal is changing history. I really love history, so I think the appeal is just changing history. But the problem is,
my Canadians shall rule the world.
So it's about watching history, and I think a good test of these games, actually, which I don't think they pass, would be to let them run without playing, which is possible. And if they follow history, then the simulator was done well. I don't think that happens. But I think you should be the influence that sets everything spiraling off in this crazy chain reaction to change history. But achievements. Fun. People like them. Because you get this nice little rewarding, and it's like, oh, cool, I did a thing the creators thought of. They're just fun. And Steam has them. GOG does now too, which I don't like because I was free from them there. But since Steam has them, I feel obligated to get them. So in a way, like, I don't want to get them all, but if I do something worthy of one, I like getting it. Like, I don't seek them out, but if I get them, I'm happy. So, except in Stanley Parable, because they just challenge you to do it, basically. Problem is, they're games about history and changing it and playing the way you want to. So you can do custom stuff, you can play with mods. I love mods. But the moment you do that, they disable achievements, which means they don't think you're playing the game you're meant to play. But if your game is so bad that you need to bribe people to play it the way you meant to play it, then maybe you should just make a better game instead of bribing them with achievements. It's the same thing the developer of Thea the Awakening said. They didn't want to make the auto-resolve good for their combat, because if it was good, then nobody would do the combat. I think they should have more confidence in their combat. The combat's fun, but if you have a level 5 party against a level 1 monster, you don't want to do the normal fight. But if you don't do the normal fight, your best hero will die because auto-combat in that game's insane. But why don't you just make your auto-combat funner if you're not confident enough in it, instead of forcing people to play the regular game? Like, auto-combat should not be a punishment. That's what the developer stated. He was like, if auto-combat was good and easy and whatnot, then it wouldn't be as rewarding and risky to, like, you'd have to, it forces you to actually have to play because it's more, so there's risk. And the problem with that, he doesn't have any faith in the game, and that means he's also not going to develop the combat to be better. And it means that he's designed it to punish you rather than reward you, which is an insane way to design a game.
I sort of do agree with you. Like, the disabling achievements has always irritated.
Divinity Original Sin 2 does it as well if you get mods. And, the walking, it's annoying. You double your speed, you can't get achievements. What's up with that?
I think probably the reason for it is with mods, they feel like the achievements will be easier to get if you mod the game, so that's why they want to disable it.
And who cares how you have fun?
Well, it's
game developers. Your game was designed for people to have fun. Don't punish them for having fun. They want to have fun. If they have fun, then you've succeeded.
The word is an achievement, because achievement is something you get so you can, like, show to other people, look what I've done. Like, oh, he did that. They've achieved something, but if they achieve it with mods, it's like you're in a race, like a bicycle race, and someone gets the world record on a motorcycle.
Yeah, so I finished a book and I'm looking for a publisher. And when people read my book, I'm going to hand out a little sticker to them that says they read my book. You see? But If they skipped a chapter because it was boring, I'm not going to give them that sticker. Because it's their fault they didn't read my boring chapter. I don't have to edit that chapter. They should read my boring chapter. And that way they can tell people, hey, that chapter was boring, but I read it, so I'm superior to you.
They are.
Because they wasted their life on a useless bit of information. Yeah.
It's not a waste of their life because
So people with achievements are losers. That's what this becomes. Because they're the people that weren't smart enough or just like didn't have enough self-respect to ignore the boring parts of something and get on with their lives, right? It's not necessarily an intelligence thing, it's self-respect. There's very intelligent people that are absolute idiots. If you like...
Just can't generally call achievement hunters idiots.
No, achievement hunters are fine. That's their fun. They're having fun. But people that are like, okay, this mod will make the game like 10% better, but I won't get it because I want these achievements. They're just hurting themselves because the developer wants them to. It's just not nice. They shouldn't do that.
I can see where you're coming from there.
Maybe I'll go through my games list and find a flaw in other games.
But I thought you had a different problem with Paradox, which was their DLC policies.
Well, that I also don't like. They have these features that should be part of the base game that aren't in the base game, but everyone says that, and Paradox doesn't change. So maybe we have to figure out why. So let's look at it from Paradox perspective, right? Let's put on our Paradox lenses and money.
No, I think it's more than we worked 5,000 hours and we finally got this mechanic working. And yes, it should be in the base game, but we spent so long on it that we just want it in the game. But we kind of want to make money for this mechanic because it was really hard. Because at Paradox, you know we're bad programmers. We've admitted it ourselves.
I've tried programming. It's hard, and I haven't tried very hard because it's too hard. But I get it. It's hard. But from my perspective, right, there's this thing that we used to do when we were kids where we'd do like a talent show or something. And someone, I think Connor,
yes,
would do stuff where you would like swing across a monkey bar set while like, I don't know, clenching your stomach muscles or something, which was really hard. It was really boring. Where someone would do something like do a backflip off a swing set, which is pretty easy, but it looks awesome. And you see, from the consumer perspective, we don't care how much work you went through. We just want a good product.
It's hard.
Yeah, but I don't care. I want a good product. I think, like, a game developer, let's say that, like, what's the game? Nidhogg. That game took the guy, like, 5 years to make. And it's incredibly basic. But he knew that. He didn't sell it for much. It's a good game. It's very good, but he didn't sell it for much. And because he knew, even though it took him an insane amount of time to build, he's not that much on offer. Like, it is perfect. The mechanics are perfect. It's an excellent game. There's no flaws in it. But it's not a very big game. Although, if there was a flaw in Nidhogg, the color scheme can make you puke. Beyond that, it's great. The second game is even worse color scheme-wise. The first game actually looks nice after you look at the second game, I think.
I like the first game's color scheme, like just the sprays of rainbow.
Yeah, it's cool, but it can make you puke. But it's a good game.
Yeah,
it's a very good game.
Good game.
It's like mechanically flawless, I think. Paradox would have been, this game took me 4 years, so it should be worth about $200 per thing. But no, the consumer wants a thing. They want a product. They don't care how hard it was for you. They don't care if you had to learn how to program and like had to feed your babies through high school while you're doing it or something. Like,
you're listening to the Wall Washington podcast.
Yeah, so let's go through flaws in game. Age of Wonders needs a mod loading screen because it's really annoying to switch mods right now. Blood Bowl DLC again. Like, I get it. Actually, they have to put a lot of work into each team, but it's very expensive to get the complete package here. And we know that they just keep releasing a new edition. So it's a bit... I mean, that one I'll give more of a pass than Paradox, though. And it is a good game. Also, their game's a little bit... It's a bit Bethesda. Like, it's not by Bethesda, but, you know, it's got a lot of little flaws in it. Darkest Dungeon, it's basically perfect. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go through this whole list. So those two were big ones that stood... And also Thea, what the developer said when I was reading about the auto combat. Because the auto combat in that game is really annoying. You have, like, people that can kill dragons. If you auto-resolve against a bee, you might lose one of them. And a bee can't actually kill you, because the auto-combat follows different rules than the combat. So if you play the combat, if you just don't look and you just click, the bee can't kill you. If you try to lose, the bee can't kill you. Like, even if you do the worst possible stuff, the bee can't kill you. But auto-resolve, it can kill you. And that's crazy.
Oh, I see where you're coming from down there. That does sound terrible.
Yeah. And the reason is it follows different rules in the game. It puts you in a stack, and then it just like throws your first card up, and then all the monsters hit that card, and then the next card comes up, and all the monsters hit that card. Something like that. It's not the same. So
it's like the auto combat would be like flip a dice to see, like the computer just flips the dice instead of doing the fight.
Yeah, except it still takes into account your party strength and everything, but a hero without armor will die, whereas before they wouldn't be able to get hit because they would just kill everything. Or they would be protected no matter what you did by people on either side of them.
Yeah.
Even if you put them down first and then they put down like 6 monsters and then you put down another dude, they would still attack like the other dude instead.
Like most games, all combats I know is they just have two AIs of equal strength slap fight each other with the normal fighting mechanic. But that sounds like if it's a different game mechanic, that's just kind of dumb.
Well, it's all right because it uses way less processing power. Age of Wonders actually plays out the battles very fast. I'm not sure how they do it because it takes like almost no time to do auto resolve in Age of Wonders, and they play the whole combat.
Play against the AI in the actual combat, they'll sit there forever.
Maybe they have like brilliant programmers or something. I don't know. But there's a feature that Age of Wonders could use and Thea could use, and Thea doesn't have to actually change its auto combat in the slightest, and this would work just fine. All you have to do. In Age of Wonders, I'd recommend this too, and every other like big strategy game. What you do is after you press auto combat, it shows you the results, and then you can choose to either fight the battle or accept the results. I think Total War could do this as well. Although Total War is a bit more cheaty because you can win fights you can't win.
Yeah, and there's also gambles in Total War where you don't actually know it.
Yeah, so maybe you can't do it in Total War because there's hidden information. But in like Age of Wonders and stuff, there's no hidden information whatsoever. In Thea, there's no hidden information. Well, Thea's a bit hidden, but not really. Just say, but you don't have to show what happened. You just say you lost this many dudes.
Yeah.
Like, don't even say like you killed like 3 bees in this. Just say you lost 2 dudes. Do you think you could do better? And you're like, I can't die to a bee. Yeah, I'll fight that battle.
You lost Boromir and Faramir.
But you do the auto resolve. You take 1 damage on your top hero, and you're like, whatever, and you just keep going, and you accept it because it's like, well, that battle will take me 10 minutes, even though it's like really, really easy. You have an auto resolve and then a play again option.
Yeah, I actually could see that as being a working mechanic. Like it's like, oh, I'm playing, and then like your superhero with the sword that can beat the bad guy gets killed. Now I have to go get a new sword, and he was killed by a beaver. And it's like, oh, wait, why did the auto combat do that? And then like if the game like even gives you a playback of the auto combat and it shows all your guys are just sitting there while your guy runs forwards, and then he's like just doing backflips pointlessly, and the beaver walks up and just starts gnawing on him and kills him. And you're like, okay, well, for one, this is a terrible AI for auto combat and this game's rubbish. But 2, why? Please let me reload this so I can do it myself.
Yeah, you could just sit down and let Skyrim play itself with that sort of thing.
And if you don't like the results, you can load it. Yep, you beat what's Alduin, and it only took you 35 reloads. Do you want to keep this? How many side quests did I complete? What's my percentage complete? Oh well, he only got 30% completion and about 5 achievements. Oh, 30% completion and 5 achievements. I think I might want to handle this one myself.
I think we're on to something here. You could just play all your games for you, and then you'd have a lot of free time.
Yeah, you won't even need to play games anymore unless you didn't like how the thing played it out for you. Yeah,
what you could do is you could have a pop-up while you're at work or something. It could be like, excuse me, you just defeated the 3 Empire AI in Age of Wonders on a team, but it took you 200 turns. You accept? And you're like, well, that's not bad. And you press accept. And then what you could even do is just have another AI. You could just have like variant AIs take over for you. So you don't even have to play it if you don't like what the AI did. You just send in a different AI and see how it does.
Yeah, and you could have a program. You could have another AI, which is a program, which you give it basically your personalities of what you expect from these things, and it can filter it for you.
Like when I play Age of Wonders, for example, I like to have like a bit of a story behind my things. So I might not do something entirely tactically sound, but I'll be like, I need revenge on this guy, so I'm going to send this specific hero against him. So I want the AI to do stuff like that, of course. So it'll be like, on turn 37, I got revenge against this player. And you'll be like, good.
You're listening to the Wall Washington podcast. Age of Wonders. Not everyone might know about it. Could you describe what Age of Wonders is? Because it's one of your favorite games of all time, and you've been referencing it a lot, and I just want Tom to know what's being talked
Well, if you don't know what it is, you should play it, because it is my favorite game of all time. My second favorite game is Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which is more popular, probably?
Oh yeah, that game is incredibly popular.
Yeah. Age of Wonders 3. So I've always loved the Age of Wonders series, ever since I was
a wee lad
of 9, roughly, because it was owned by a friend of my dad's, and they left it at his house by accident, and then I've kept it ever since. Age of Wonders is a 4X game like Civilization, or Endless Legend, if you must. Endless Legend is good, but it's just, there's nothing to it.
What's 4X?
It just feels really empty. 4X?
Yeah, 4X.
It means expand.
Expand.
Expand?
What's expand mean?
It means expand and explore.
4X.
Exploit and exterminate.
Exploit thing. Oh, 4X's?
Yeah. It's so what you
expand, explore,
exploit, exterminate.
Exterminate.
Yeah.
So you exploit the AIs and then you exterminate them?
Yeah. Well, you exploit resources.
And the AI.
And the AI.
And you explore and then you expand. Okay, so that's what it means. Right.
Okay, so Age of Wonders, but so like Civilization or something, but it's magical. So you have, and I don't mean like, oh, it's such a good game, it's magical. No, there's like wizards. It's very heavily wizard themed. This is, of the 3 games, this is the least wizard themed. Wizards are a lot weaker now. It's after they've all died and been locked away behind a gate by Merlin or something. I was never much of a lore guy. I hate stories in games. That's another thing, but that's fine. Anyways, and you control like a little city and it grows and you get new units and you can be like a theocratic goblin or you can be like a warlord elf or you can be a you can also be a warlord necromancer. A necromancer elf, sorry, not a warlord necromancer.
Warlord necromancer. Is that like...
There's a mod that does that. So yeah, there's like 9 fantasy races or something and 8 classes and you can combine them in every possible way.
1 class, 1 race.
Yeah. And then you also get 3 specializations, which can be stuff like you're good at healing magic, or you're good at fire magic, or you're good at sneaking, or you're good at building, or you're good at running, or you're good at evil, or you're good at good, or you're good at being neutral. Just on and on like that. And you just expand, you conquer cities, or you bribe them to join you. Your heroes level up, your creatures level up. Your creatures can evolve when they level up, which I love. It's my favorite mechanic in games, is creatures turning into new creatures. Like Pokemon's great for that, so is Heroes of Might and Magic. And Age of Wonders does as well. Not as much as I would like, but I've made mods to fix that. 2 of my mods are on the front page for most popular this week. My Animalistic Evolution and my Legendary units.
Which are both upgrade mods.
Yeah. See, people like them. Yeah, there's a lot of magic. This game has the least amount of terrain affecting spells. The first game blew my mind because I'd played a lot of Heroes of Might and Magic, and I was like, okay, a map, when you play it, that's the map. But then Age of Wonders comes along, the first game. You cast Flood. Suddenly water rises everywhere on the maps. Buildings are like flooded. Like you can't go anywhere except in boats because the entire world is flooded. And I was like, a game can do this? You could level mountains, you could raise them, you could light forests on fire. You can't do this in the third one, sadly. But
imagine like Civilization, you're playing Civilization, and then like the Russians like activate some sort of machine and the oceans rise up and then your coastal cities get flooded. That's this game.
But yeah, it's an amazing game. I don't play it anymore so much because I get bored of games. Normally quite quickly. This game is testament to the fact that I didn't, because I've played it for
many years.
500 hours, maybe, over the course of 3 years. So I really, really like it.
You're listening to the Wall Washington podcast. You like video games?
Sort of. I mean, I don't know. Like
you like modding.
I like modding. I don't like making mods. I like trying to make a game work after I shove a bunch of mods into it. I like breaking games.
He likes pumping basically the equivalent of he likes pumping a person full of steroids and various other drugs and seeing if they can still function afterwards.
Yeah. And also I like modding.
Wait, no, I was using that as a comparison.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I think my 3 most played games of all time are Age of Wonders, Minecraft, and Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And
each one of those he's heavily...
Minecraft, I think I've actually spent more time trying to make it work than playing it.
Yeah.
And that's like my favorite part.
It's such a big part of our culture, holy cow.
Talking about video games?
Video games.
I don't know if they are.
No, I think they are.
I think it's just the people you talk to. I don't know.
People I talk to?
Yeah, like you...
I guess that I have myself in a very big echo chamber.
Sure, if you want to call it that. I think a lot of people don't play video games. I think...
Well, we can see about the stats there. 42% of Americans play at least 3 hours of video games per week.
Yeah, so less than half of people play video games.
4 out of 5 American households contain a device used to play video games.
Yeah, so everyone knows about them, but like I think
that's why I'm saying it's a big part of culture. Like,
well, but less than half the people. I guess that's pretty large if half of people do something.
Yeah,
but if 40% of people do something, I guess is pretty large.
42% of people casually do something.
Well, that's not casual. Like, I think the average time people play video games is 7 hours a week. Like, people that gamers play video games is 7 hours a week.
So am I like a full-blown addict then?
Maybe. I think, yeah.
Because I play many hours a week of video games.
Yeah. Well, most people don't have as much time as you. I think, like...
That's fair enough.
If you look at, like, the average age for gamers, too, they're probably, like, 30s.
Yeah, a lot of people... Video games are a big part of our culture.
But if everyone talked about video games, I wouldn't like that either. No, I think the most interesting things out there to talk about are actually ideas. I don't want to... Like, that sounds high and mighty in a way, because I think, people gossip, for example. People say gossip's bad, but it's how you know who's trustworthy. Like, that's its actual, like, evolutionary thing. It's actually a very useful thing.
Did you hear that, like, Grok would stab you in the back once you hunted with him? Okay.
I'm gonna go hunting with Grok. I don't like listening to your gossip.
Okay.
I'm dead now. I should have gossiped. Oh, it's so evolutionarily viable. Ugh.
Basically what he says is, if you're one of those people who loves gossiping...
No, I'm saying if you don't like gossip, you should die.
Oh. I thought he was saying if you like gossiping, then you have a higher chance of living.
Well, that's another way to look at it, but that's the wimpy way to look at it.
You should never tell people to die.
I didn't tell them to die. I said they should die.
Yeah.
Because they're weak. They have weak genes.
But, I mean, that can just drive...
I'm not saying they should kill themselves. I'm saying they have weak genes, so they should die so that the gene pool gets better.
But you might just drive some poor person over the edge by just saying you should die if they're like that. It's like, I'm like that, and then you just drive them over the edge.
Well, if someone has genetics where...
Yeah, so anyway...
I'd like to apologize. It doesn't matter if you feel like you don't contribute anything. You're contributing your life to the world. You hear talks about overpopulation and all these sort of things, but we are not an overpopulated world yet. It'll take time, and we're not going to get there. We're going to cap out around 9 billion, they think, and we can support about 12 billion. We'd have more wealth if we had less people, but it's not an issue. Every life is, I think, important because it's just, well, I mean, I don't know, if you want to.
Well, no, every life is important, and I think that should just, that message there, that...
Yeah, but why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why is it important?
Yeah.
Your life is important because you are living it.
I got it. All right.
Okay, sure. We'll just stop with my amazing speech. That just would have blown everyone away, and we'll go with your subpar thing that you just came up with in a flash, and not my thing I've been planning for weeks.
Well, actually, I wrote my final in philosophy on this, so I didn't just come up with it in a flash. I researched it a lot.
Oh, okay, yeah. To admit it, I was just making what I was going to say up on this point.
Okay, so you got a plate. That plate is life. That plate has broccoli on it. Broccoli sucks. Spinach sucks. Ew, I don't like spinach. Right? You got spinach and broccoli on your plate. You've got, like, tempura on your plate. Blech. It's like deep fried stuff. It's gross.
You got tempura broccoli on your plate.
You got tempura broccoli covered in, like, olive oil. It's gross. That is a disgusting amount of food on your plate. Right? It's like, ew. Chuck that plate away. That's your life. Your life's terrible. Your life sucks. Your life's that plate, right? You got all the stuff on your plate. It's gross.
Yeah.
You chuck your plate away. Smash it. There. You kill yourself. There. Your plate's gone. Whew. That's better. Oh, wait, no. Why don't you just tip your plate? Get the stuff off. Because if you don't have a plate, guess what? You can't put some donuts on that. You can't put some pizza on that. You can't put some healthy, good food on it. Like
that people enjoy.
Like pizza. Pizza can be healthy if you do it right. Peaches are delicious. Fruit is delicious. Lasagna.
Yeah.
You can...
Those carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates are delicious. Let's see, non-carbohydrate. You can't put your quinoa on your plate. Like that quinoa.
Your rice cracker.
Looks like a...
Your rice cracker on the plate.
Those rice crackers. But you get rid of that plate. You can't put that on there. So you know what? Hold on to that plate. Because you only get one plate. You break that plate, you can't put the good stuff on. Even if it's covered in bad stuff. And maybe that bad stuff will never leave.
It's like stuck on there, stained. It's like covered in evil honey.
But you don't know that. And odds are it'll leave. And even if it doesn't leave, you still got that plate. Which means, you can have all the spinach, and then you can chuck a donut on top of that spinach and eat it all.
It was delicious, and it was life.
Yeah, and it was life. And here's the thing. Life is a finite amount of time in an infinite span. So it doesn't matter how long your suffering lasts. I mean, you could look at it either way. You could say, well, more suffering's worse, but you don't have to. You can look at the positives.
Basically, what we're trying to say is...
If you can change, if you can't change...
No,
if
we are not saying that. What we are saying is, if you're living your life, then it's a life worth living, because one moment of happiness is worth it.